It could be days until we know what percentage of people tested for COVID-19 actually have the virus in Northeast Ohio. As 5 on your side investigator Scott Knoll learned, that's because not everybody getting swabbed is actually having that sample tested for coronavirus.
The sign behind me may say COVID-19 testing, but we've learned that each sample taken from patients is really being tested for a number of different things. And if that sample turns out to be positive for something else, the County Board of Health says you may never actually get tested for coronavirus. With more than 100 cases of COVID-19 in Cleveland and Cuyahoga County, one thing we still don't know is the percentage of patients tested who actually have the virus.
We all want that number.
But Cuyhaoga County's medical director says getting it will take time.
We can't just stand up and say there were this many thousands of tests run, therefore that's how many COVID tests were run, because they weren't. It's a little bit more complicated than that.
She says that's because each swab collected from patients is first tested for the flu, then the respiratory virus RSV. A positive test for either one of those, and the sample usually doesn't get tested for COVID-19. Doctors say while it's possible to get more than one of those viruses, because of limited testing resources, it's up to the doctor to request additional testing. Another issue, she says, is the state stopped requiring labs to report the number of negative coronavirus tests last week.
There's not a good systematic way right now to do that, and it's partly because of the number of positives that need to be entered and the amount of information.
She says right now the Board of Health is focused on mapping cases of COVID-19, looking for clusters, hoping to step in and minimize transmission of the virus. And the county's medical director says she's talking to area labs, hoping to get an idea of the percentage of those tests that have come back positive for coronavirus. She's hoping to have that number by the end of the week. In Cleveland, I'm 5 on your side investigator Scott Knoll.